I'm Nick Hytner. I'm director of the Bridge Theatre, and I was director of the National Theatre from 2003 to 2015. My first tip is to see absolutely everything, to go to exhibitions, to go to the theatre, to go see music, to go to movies, and in particular to go see movies in languages that aren't English. Go see Chinese, Indian movies from Mexico, the rest of Europe. All the best actors I know have an enormously wide range of enthusiasms. They're very curious. They're curious about art that isn't their own art. They're curious about the world, and they're curious about life in all its manifestations. My second tip is to be very serious about your training. Enjoy it, certainly, but in particular, take care of the technical aspects of your training. Make sure your voice is well trained. Make sure your body is well trained. Learn all the skills that seem most difficult to you. Learn to dance, learn to fight, learn to sing. Do all the things which are objectively useful. Your voice and your body are your instruments. Make sure you're really, really expert players of them. My third tip is that, in all probability, the people you will learn most from are your fellow students. Be enormously generous in the way you watch them, support them, work with them, and realize that they have a fantastically large amount to teach you. Ask yourself why they can do what they can do. Ask yourself in particular why they seem to be better at certain aspects of the craft and of the art than you are, and find out what you can learn from them. My first tip is there is no such thing as too much preparation. Prepare really hard. Treat every job as if it's the job that might change your life. Really think hard about what it is that you're being asked to do. You don't need to learn the scene if it's a scene that you've been given to read, but make sure you're familiar with it. There's nothing more off-putting if you're the other side of the table, like I usually am. There's nothing more off-putting than an actor who comes in and wings it. My second tip is, do not be afraid of asking questions that you don't know the answer to. Don't be afraid of saying, I don't understand this, what does it mean? Don't be afraid of asking how to pronounce a certain word even. Don't be afraid of knowing what you know and not knowing what you don't know. The people who are there on the other side of the table, the director, the writer, they are there to tell you what they want and what it means. My third tip is, if you don't get the job, it's not your fault. It's always the case that the people who are holding the audition, the writers, the producer, the director, they may have a very, very clear idea of what it is they're looking for. They may have a clear idea of how the character should sound, how the character should look, how the character should seem. If you are not that character, that's nothing to do with you. It's entirely to do with them. Every job you don't get, unless you don't get it because you didn't prepare well enough, is not because you failed. It's because they wanted something different, and there's nothing you can do about that.